Narcissists are fueled by hatred and they do not spare anyone when it comes to projecting it. They will find something to hate in the very things the rest of the world adores. The things that make people feel warm, safe, and connected. They're miserable, so they see misery everywhere. They hate anything full of life or colors because they are lifeless inside. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. In today's episode, we will talk about 3 living things a narcissist hates the most, and it's not you. These things are high on their hate list because they're free, emotionally free, spiritually unchained. And in a narcissist world, that is the ultimate insult. Number 1, cats. Not all narcissists hate cats. Some will even go out of their way to post pictures with them, hold them like props in front of others, or call themselves cat lovers because it paints a particular image. But if you scratch just beneath the surface, you will find a pattern. Many narcissists are deeply triggered by cats. Why? Because cats do not play by anyone's rules. They choose when they want affection. They come and go on their own terms. They do not perform tricks to please. They do not beg, they are sovereign. That is what drives a narcissist mad. You know how cats are, don't you? They are not submissive. They do not need you to be happy. They may curl into your lap and purr softly like they have known you forever. But the next minute, if something feels off, they leap away, flick their tail, and go sit somewhere else. For a narcissist, that rejection is a direct ego injury. If the cat does not sit in their lap when summoned, or does not return the affection when offered, it is seen not as an innocent choice, but as an insult. My father, for example, hated my cat. No exaggeration, he hated her with the kind of irrational rage that only a narcissist can justify in their crazy head. He hated the cat I had as a child and the one I got later. Both faced the same wrath. He would throw whatever he could grab just to chase her away, yelling, swearing, full of venom, over an animal simply existing in the same room. And what did the cat do? She would sit near me. She would brush up against my leg. She was mine, not his, and she would not obey him. Narcissists do not want companions, they want servants. And when a cat does not comply, when it walks away without a care, the narcissist sees it as defiance. The truth is, they can't stand anything with a strong personality of its own, whether it is a cat, a dog with boundaries, or even a partner who says no with confidence. The narcissist begins to rot with resentment. Some narcissists will keep pets, sure, but you need to look closer. They only love the ones that act like props, the lap dogs, the overly obedient ones. The ones that give them attention on command or validate their power. And even then, the affection is conditional. When no one is watching, they ignore them. When the pet misbehaves, they punish them. Number 2, babies. Before you argue, well, the narcissist I knew loved their kids. Hear me out. There is a difference between love and obsession with control, between bonding and possessiveness. Narcissists do not love babies for who they are. They love what babies do for them. Babies are a gold mine of narcissistic supply. Think about it. If a baby makes you their favorite person, it is like winning the emotional lottery. You get all their attention. They reach out to you. They light up when you walk in the room. They feel terrified without you. They need you desperately. All of this makes the narcissist feel super powerful, important, and superior. It is the ultimate ego boost, and so they revel in it. They show off, they call themselves the best daddy, the best mommy, the best baby whisperer, the chosen one. But the moment that baby stops acting like a doll, when they cry, throw a tantrum, make a face, express rage, or refuse to be held, the narcissist's mask slips. What once made them feel adored now feels like rejection. And when that happens, the baby gets punished. This punishment isn't always obvious, but it is there. The withdrawal of affection, the cold shoulder, the silent treatment, or worse, a sudden, aggressive outburst. And what is devastating is that the child does not even know what's happening. They do not understand conditional love. They internalize it and think they are the problem. That is how lifelong complex trauma begins. A child who was once held with pride suddenly becomes too much. They start working hard to earn love that should have been unconditional. They start self-sacrificing, shutting down their own needs just to be accepted again. That is not parenting. No, that is emotional enslavement. And for many of us raised by narcissists, this cycle never stopped. My mother was the textbook covert narcissist. She adored babies in public, smiling, fussing over them, calling them her angels, but underneath it was a need to be worshipped. She needed that baby to be obsessed with her. If the baby showed any preference toward someone else, it was seen as betrayal. She would sulk. She would find ways to re-establish dominance. Her love wasn't love. It was smothering control. The baby was an accessory, an emotional performance. Now, take my father, an overt, grandiose narcissist, the kind who walks around with pride and disgust in the same breath. He couldn't even pretend to love babies, no. He saw them as weak, needy, and inconvenient. When I was born, several people told me he didn't even bother to come see me for the first month. As a grown-up, I have seen the look on his face when handling babies: disgust, irritation, emotional constipation, basically. It wasn't that he didn't care. He could not care, because babies bring out something narcissists avoid at all costs: vulnerability. With babies, the mask falls. You can't charm a baby into liking you. You can't gaslight a baby or intimidate them into silence. You either show up with real presence or you do not. And narcissists cannot handle that level of rawness. So they withdraw, or worse, they mock, they scowl, and they devalue. Number 3, old people. They hate elderly people, not because they're difficult or fragile or slow, but because they mirror everything the narcissist fears. Old people are a living reminder that beauty fades, power slips, youth is temporary, and one day you won't be admired. You will need help, you will need compassion, you will need care. That terrifies the narcissist, because caretaking requires empathy and they have none. But there's another layer here. Narcissists hate old people because they cannot exploit them the same way. There is not much supply to be gained. Old people do not usually flatter them. They do not boost their ego. They do not fit into their fantasy image of power and beauty. So the narcissist grows resentful. Take my father again. He hated his own father. And yes, his father was a narcissist too, a big one. But as he got older and started deteriorating, my father's rage toward him grew even more intense. He did not want to deal with the caretaking. He did not want to be burdened. He did not want to clean up the mess. And deep down, I think it wasn't just hatred for that man, it was hatred for what that man had become. Old, weak, unwanted. Everything my father and his father ironically feared he would one day be. Narcissists do not do well when they are no longer the center of attention, you know that. And elderly people tend to require care, time, patience, all things narcissists hate giving unless there is an audience or a reward. You see this in nursing homes, in hospitals, in families where the narcissist refuses to help but makes excuses. I'm busy. They are just faking it. Oh, they're so dramatic. They say these things because they do not want to face the guilt of being indifferent to suffering. The crazy part is old people are often easier to manipulate and gaslight, and that's exactly why some narcissists let their real demonic selves out around them. No masks, no pretending, just raw cruelty. They belittle them, mock them, their memory lapses, they control their medication, finances, and mobility. It's like watching a wolf find the weakest prey in the herd. They know no one is watching and they treat the old person as disposable. And the terrifying part is society often turns a blind eye. Abuse in elder care settings is rampant, but barely spoken of. Why? Because narcissistic cruelty is often subtle. It hides behind smiles, behind "I am doing my best," behind "they're just hard to deal with." But if you have lived it, if you have seen that mask drop, you will never forget the look on a narcissist's face when they know they have broken someone too weak to fight back. So what do cats, babies, and old people have in common? They're all vulnerable. They're all deeply in tune with energy. They all sense danger even when words are kind. They all challenge the narcissist in one way or another. Cats reject control, babies demand real presence, old people remind them of their mortality. And that is why narcissists hate them. But more importantly, that's why these three are often the first to spot something off. If your cat avoids someone, if your baby cries in someone's arms, if your aging parent looks tense when a certain person visits, pay attention. They may be telling you what your heart already knows. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.